So the reason I am shooting this video is because our foot is that part of the body that we can so easily forget about, but it is that part of the body that easily accumulates germs, infections, bacteria. That is why we are having this health video, guys. It's all about keeping and maintaining healthy feet. So let's get right into the video. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing simple things I do to maintain nice, beautiful feet without pedi money. These are things you can do if you don't have money to afford pedi every month or every other month, and they are really simple things I do. I don't do all of them on the daily, so as the video rolls, I'm going to be telling you the things I do on the daily. The first thing I do on a daily is my going in with my Dudu Osan soap or any soap you go with. And of course, this is an exaggerated video because the focus is on the feet. I do not do this. I don't hold my feet and do this before I take my bath. No, it's incorporated into my shower routine. But because the focus is on the feet, that is why it is, the focus is there. So I go in with my Dudu Sun soap when I'm bathing the whole body. I go in there, and the trick here is to go in between the toes. Really, really important. In between the toes, under the toes, and rinsing it thoroughly. So that's the first thing I do with my feet care when I'm taking my bath. And after rinsing it, next thing is to go in with sponge. So I take my sponge, I wet it a little, and then I go in with my main shower gel for the day. I usually use a Dove shower gel. So I put that on the sponge, and then I bathe all my body, and then when it gets to the foot, I go in again in between the toes, on the toes, at the finger, at the nail bed, under the feet, to get all that dirt out. And it's funny because I'm usually in socks and sneakers, so my feet do not usually get dirty, but I still do this because even keeping your feet in shoes all day every day can give you smelly foot. So whatever the case, you are at risk whether you're wearing shoes or not, because if you're not wearing shoes, you're exposed to dirt and everything. If you are, then that moisture can give you smelly foot. So after going in with the Dove and sponge, I rinse with water like you can see me doing, and that also I do on a daily, morning and evening. The next thing I do is to go in with this stone. It's very popular in Ghana, or you can go in with a file if you have it. I just put a bit of soap on the stone, and then I scrub the heel. To keep it soft, to make it to exfoliate it, get extra dirt that the sponge cannot do justice to. And this is so refreshing. It's so refreshing when I do it, and it's one of the things I'll highly recommend you get if you do not have it. I mean, if you add this to your routine, you might not have to do pedicure at all for the rest of your life, really. And this I do at least 2 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. I mean, lazy weeks I just do 2, but days that I am in my element, I have a bit more energy, I go in about 3 times, usually in the evenings, because in the morning it's like rush hour. And I also scrub the tip of my toes. So this also prevents your toes from cracking, because what causes the cracks is when the heel is hard, but this softens the heel. It exfoliates it, removes dead cells, so then it keeps your feet looking like you just dropped from your mother's womb. That is what the stone does. So that is what I do. Then afterwards I rinse it off, and then I go in with my scrub. I do that once a week, usually on Sundays. When I'm scrubbing my body, I scrub my feet as well. So I wear my scrub gloves, get my scrub, and then I just go in with it to thoroughly scrub. It also exfoliates the dead cells and skin, and keeps the foot fresh and rejuvenated. Just a quick story time. This time I went for a wedding at a friend's place. At the time I wasn't driving, so when my Uber pulled to the parking, I saw this really cute lady alight from her SUV, nice dress. She was like a 10 over 10 for me. I was just admiring her. And thankfully, when I went into the chair, the ushers ushered me to sit by her, and I was so glad that I got to sit with a nice pretty lady. And I think it was time for offering, and then my offering bag dropped, so I was going down to pick it, and then I saw her feet, and that is how she moved from a 10 over 10 to a 0.5 over 10 for me, because I was like, I could not comprehend how a beautiful lady like her will have such feet. And I do not blame her, because like I said, the feet is that part of the body that you it doesn't come to mind. Like, it's so easy for you to forget about it, but it is one of the things that, like, I really look at when I'm looking at people. I see your feet first before I look at your smile, I promise. So it's really crucial that you keep it, and it's most exposed to germs, like I already said. So let's keep our 10 over 10 in the minds of people by keeping healthy feet. So after the scrubbing, I rinse it off. I rinse it all off, and then I start getting ready to continue with the rest of the routine in the bedroom. Look at how shiny the feet is looking already. So the next step, which is really, really important, is drying your toes. So when those small water gets left in between your toes, it can also breed germs, and it can also lead to your toes getting smelly smelly. So it's important that you thoroughly clean in between your toes, and then you moisturize. So I moisturize with my cream, the cream I use for my body. I go in again in between the toes once again, the nail bed, the heel. Make sure all that oil goes in there to moisturize. Like I said, if it's not moisturized, that is when it's prone to getting cracks. Those feet. So yeah, I go in with the normal gel first, and then after that I go in with Glycerin. So the particular Glycerin that I'm using, the bottle, the label is off, but when you go to any cosmetic shop and you say you are here to buy Glycerin, they'll absolutely sell it for you. So that's the final thing I do. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll come your way again with part 2. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye.